Hello everyone, welcome to a new Let's Play of Albion. This is an RPG that was released in 1995, 1996, somewhere around there. I played it at a friend's house. I think it was a shareware or demo version. I don't remember which exactly. I'm pretty sure it wasn't the full game. It was one of a couple games that I remembered having a lot of fun with, but, you know, not being able to afford myself, and he hadn't actually gotten them. He just got some demos, shareware, that kind of thing, and I remember it and another game that I keep forgetting the name of, but I remember having a lot of fun with them. I believe this was one of the first games that I went looking for Let's Plays after discovering what Let's Plays were. And of course I found Kikoski's channel, who he had done this one as one of his first Let's Plays, and he's done a more recent replay. That kind of got the itch to play through it myself, since I had never been able to get very far, given that it was, I'm pretty sure, either a demo or shareware. I'm not positive. I could be misremembering quite a bit. He might have actually had the full version, and I just never was able to play it, and I'm just mixing up things, but I don't remember a whole lot from the game, so this will be sort of a new experience, being able to play through it myself. I was meant to play through it, you know, once I realized what it was and saw the Let's Plays that Kikoski did, but just never quite got around to it until now. It was a very odd opening movie, which I'm pretty sure I didn't see as a kid. At least I don't remember it, shall we say. Oh god, we're gonna crash! Oh, quick, pull up! Ah! And we kill him. A crazy dream again. Must be the 10th time. What does it mean? I can't remember ever having dreamed in color before. Well, I'll take a little walk and shake it off. Hopefully they'll soon announce when I have to launch the shuttle for exploratory flight. That last scene was part of the movie itself. Let's go ahead and do a new game. You can see July 25th, 1996 down there. I think it first came out, yeah, copyright 1995. I think that's when it first came out. I don't remember exactly when I played it. But let's go ahead and do a new game. Do you really want to start a new game? Yes, I do. A crazy dream again. It must be the 10th time. What does it mean? I can't remember ever having dreamed in color before. Well, I'll take a little walk, shake it off. Hopefully they'll soon announce when I have to launch the shuttle for exploratory flight. Alright, I got mouse interface, click to interact, well, right click to interact. I may occasionally do this where where this comes up. That's gonna be because I keep wanting to play this as Ultima 7, which you move with the right button, whereas in this one, you interact with the right mouse button. I don't know that I can change that. Yeah, there's no controls. There's options, but no controls. So, let's go ahead and just continue. Well, this is our room. We can open up our character sheet. Let's see. Can I see our character's full name? I see Tom, but that's about it. Tom, male, 28 years old, Terran, pilot, level 3. It's kind of interesting. You get a... Like, this portrait right here is the portrait here, but with multiple pixels to make up the each pixel. Experience points 150, training points 9, 12 out of 12 life points. We have various stats there. And no conditions. We know the language Terran, and no temporary spells. Spells! And yet we're on a spaceship. What can it mean? Who knows? Let's go ahead and check this out. A cabinet. Let's go ahead and manipulate it. This is where Tom stores his personal items. We have a gold ring. Let's go ahead and examine it. And again, you get this larger version of the sprite, but with multiple pixels making up each pixel. I always kind of found that an interesting design choice. Type, valuable. Weight, a 100G. Damage 0, protection 1. Can be used by pilot, scientist, warrior, G-Cos mage, druid, enlightened one, technician, Oculo Camulos, warrior. Huh. Well, let's go ahead and put it on. There we go. We got some stim drinks. Go ahead and take all of those. And we have some boots. We're currently wearing shoes. The shoes, 340G, protection 1, can be used by these classes. The boots, protection 2, weight 1100G, and used by pretty much the same people. Let's go ahead and put our shoes in our backpack and put on our boots. Why not, right? And there's also 5 rations in the cabinet. Let's go ahead and take those. Yum, yum. Chicken with some of the meat exposed. Seems bad. Seems bad. I'm not sure that we want to do that. Like I said about playing this as Ultima 7, I did it right there. What do we got here? A container. Let's go ahead and take it. I think I can get to it just... There we go. Okay, double-clicking does open. Examine. It's a container, but it doesn't look like we can open it. It weighs quite a bit. Let's carry it for now. Why not? Who cares if we're overloaded? Dishes. This indicates a door right there. You got a toothbrush. A wash basin. Hand towels. A cabinet that we cannot interact with. Accidentally accessing the main menu. As you do. Another toothbrush in a different place. I mean, I guess you just sometimes want to use a different toothbrush? A chemical toilet. Ooh, goody. A shower that I cannot actually do anything with. But we are this fellow here. We have had a strange dream. That is what the opening movie was. I find it interesting that he said that he doesn't usually dream in color. Or has never dreamt in color before. Because I'm pretty sure I always do. I don't know if that's a thing where some people just don't dream in color or not. When Tom goes out into the corner, he sees Christine, his girlfriend, approaching him. He goes to talk to her.
Hi, big guy. Did you get enough sleep?
Christine, it's sure good to see you, honey. I feel awful. You were right last night. I should have stayed with you. I had that crazy dream again. It's getting clearer every time.
It's crazy, all right. You're not usually affected like this. Must have been something to do with the oversea jump. Stay with me tonight, and I will drive away those awful nightmares.
The dream began before the jump, and it's not really that scary. It's just so intense. Never mind, what's the use? I'll just walk around for a while longer. Maybe I'll run into Captain Brent and find out when I have to launch with Snoopy.
Snoopy? Haven't you... Boy, you must have slept sound. You could hear the explosion through the entire section.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Explosion? Get to the point. What are you talking about, Chris? What happened to Snoopy? Well, you see, he was off trying to be the Red Baron again. Oh, no, sorry, that was a different Snoopy. He took control of the oversea comm unit during the jump. It overloaded and pretty much exploded. They say bits of him were all over the place.
Oh, man, that's awful. Boy, it sure makes you stop and think.
That makes Halstede the only government official on board. Yeah, and I've heard you are going to make the exploratory flight with Halstede now instead of Snoopy.
Well, if that isn't a great start to my day. Boy, I guess things aren't so bad. Halstede is okay, and the accident really doesn't change anything in my flight plan. I'll have to talk to Joe about it.
Your buddy is assigned to the northeast section today, near the access to the communications room. Well, I have to get going now. I still have a lot of work to do. See you later, sweetie.
Bye, Christine. And she walks off. The door is locked. I want to go in the door. Alright, so we can't get into every room. But we can get into this one. A cabinet. Let's go ahead and manipulate it. Stim drinks, a special mixture of potent medications. Okay, weighs 450 G. Let's go ahead and pop those down. Okay, guess it just automatically pops you out when you do something like that. I have no idea whose room this is, but I have stolen from them, and I feel good about it. And various ship sounds as we wander around. There's a cabinet there, can't interact with. You have to be kind of close to certain things in order to interact with some of them. Like that toothbrush. Don't need to mess with the chemical toilet this time. Can't go in there. A defective fluorescent bulb. What, they're not using LEDs? Gasp. Shock. Hello? Person, talk to. Hello, Driscoll. I heard you have a new passenger since they scraped the inspector off the wall. Anyway, I'm crossing my fingers for your flight. Gee, thanks. That's a pretty fantastic way to phrase it. What do we got here? A cabinet that we can't really do anything with. Not every cabinet can be interacted with. A beaker. Let's take it. We can always drop it later. A metal can. Let's take it. I mean, this is an RPG. I've learned to take everything that's not nailed down. Okay, I can't get between those two. A cabinet that I can't interact with. A cabinet that I cannot interact with. Dishes that I cannot take. A container. Let's go ahead and take it. Maybe we can sell it to someone later. Take all these things. Hey, commissary, I've been in people's quarters. I have some things that I've stolen from them. Can I sell them to you? Sure, why not? Alright, doesn't look like we can interact with any of those. Nothing else in there. What do we have in here? A cabinet. A cabinet. Okay, might have to go around this side. No. I cannot get to that one. Sadness. A cabinet. Okay, a cabinet that I can manipulate. Nourishment in the forms of concentrated bars is found here. Mmm. Concentrated bars of chicken. That's what I'm going with. A loudspeaker announcement echoes across the corridors of the ship. Announcement for pilot Driscoll. Shuttle prepared for launch. Launch call follows shortly. Ah, finally. I must remember everything I want to take on my flight. Yeah, like all these pots and containers. I don't think there's a big negative to wandering around and ignoring the call, so we're going to ignore it for a little bit. A console for calling up news. Tom tries to call up the latest news from the console. The following appears before the announcement. Video data not available. Comm connection not active. Text mode activated. Newsflash, text mode. The saga of October 3rd continues. The Employers Association proposal to cancel The German national holiday of October 3rd in favor of general compulsory education insurance continues to run into resistance. Today, the Sudeten Organization of German Exiles made a statement. Its president, Herbert Hupka VI, warned against eliminating this day from the memory of Germans until the Sudetenland is German again. Yesterday, the German state government expressed concerns against the plans. There is still no reaction from the Union government. I believe this game is German, so that might have some relevance to German viewers. I don't know. A sports report. Golf. In the National Cup game between Iraq and the USA, the score stands 2-1 for the favored Americans after 3 of 5 rounds. Newsflash. Nuremberg. The president of the European Institute for Labor, Jagoda, presented his report for August today. According to the report, 76 million people were out of work in Europe during August. This corresponds to an unemployment ratio of 16.7%. The Speaker of the Sociological Opposition in the European Parliament, Giuseppe Picatore, challenged the recklessly antisocial policy of the Union government, which he stated permitted the supranational corporations record profits, while tolerating the demise of major European cities into slums without taking any action. Piscator said literally, "It is obvious that the government has a personal interest in having American conditions prevail in Europe. The opposition will not tolerate this reversion to Thatcher capitalism without doing anything." Newsflash. Rome. Pope John Paul XIV published his encyclical today concerning the protection of unborn life. In this, the Vatican reinforced its position against birth control and the question of abortion. According to the encyclical, the development and protection of the unborn will take precedence over individual special interests, now and in the future, says the paper. Also in the future, abortion will be permitted only when the life of the mother cannot be saved any other way. The Pope described contraception as a damnable attack against the biological sovereignty rights of God. Even a constantly increasing overpopulation cannot be reason enough to retreat from this principle of civilization. Hey, it's good to know that some things never change 200 years in the future. Newsflash. It was not possible to settle the salary conflict between the Space Pilots Union and the supranational space centers today. The workers' representatives threatened a warning strike if the employers did not present an acceptable offer by the next round of negotiations. The main issue in this conflict is that the space-traveling scientists share in the patents arising from their experiments. While a company spokesman for the employer's side categorically denies any utopian share, the opposite side calculates that this year alone 400 billion profit credits would be distributed from the patents as a result of research obtained in space. "We would like to have a piece of this pie," a union spokesman said. You get the feeling that the authors of this game may have had some concerns with the state of the modern world at the time. Right, that's the same thing. I think it's just random which ones you get. Newsflash. An earthquake warning. There will be no expected quakes or tremors tomorrow, September 9th, 2230, in the San Andreas Fault area. After the large quake last year, new stresses between the American plate and the Pacific plate are building back up only very slowly. Small tremors, which certainly should not exceed a value of 3.5 on the open-ended Richter scale, may appear only in the Los Angeles area. The Japanese coastal regions are also behaving peacefully with no quakes expected there. However, the northern Mediterranean west of Athens will see some unrest. The measurement of the international earthquake monitors indicate a quake with a strength of around 5, which of course will have minimal effects on the Greek provincial capital. Earthquake warning. Same thing. Newsflash. Stuttgart, Tokyo. A spokesman of the DDT Corporation came forward for the first time to react to the rumors that a factory ship, the Toronto, of the corporation has gone missing during a mission in space. According to the company spokesman, the ship's radio unit was out of order. Of course, the ship itself is continuing to send location signals from a desert planet called Nugget in sector HR 134198. From this, it is assumed that the ship's systems are operating normally, and in a few years, the first freight ships from the Toronto will arrive on Earth. Therefore, a rescue mission is unnecessary and also would take too long, since a trip to the planet would take at least 3 years. As a result of this press report, the price of DDT stock market shares increased only slightly. We're on the Toronto, aren't we? I'm sure it's fine. Just, you know, odd noises hereabouts. Strange dreams. I'm sure there isn't like an eldritch horror coming for us. A loudspeaker announcement. Announcement for Pilot Driscoll. Please report for launch of the exploratory flight. No, wait. Tom decides to ignore the call for the time being. It's totally fine, right? Hello. The security guard casts a suspicious glance at Tom. He doesn't answer. Well, now that's just rude. The bulkhead to the command bridge. Only a few crew members have access here. Tom is not one of them. Oh. Alright, what about down here? The bulkhead leads to the cabins of the management personnel and the captain. Access is not possible for other crew members. By taking as long as I did, I may have missed some stuff. That goes to basically the same place. Ah, here's someone. Hello. This is Rainer Halstede, physicist, xenobiologist, and government inspector. He seems excited to see you. Driscoll, hello! I am pleased I ran into you. Have you heard about Inspector Beagle's unfortunate demise? Hello, Halstede. Yes, my girlfriend just told me about it. It's really too bad. It must have been a horrible sight. That stubborn British blockhead. He was no engineer, but he should have known the risks involved in operating the comm unit during the oversea jump. We're still a long way from completely understanding this whole beyond light speed technology. The poor devil. That makes you the only government official on board now, right? Yes, I'm the only snoop left. Please don't remind me. Anyway, I spoke with Captain Brandt. He still intends to carry out the exploratory flight, and with humble me instead of Beagle. Well, Driscoll, it looks like you've gained a new passenger now. I don't want to seem heartless, but it's all the same to the shuttle. It needs 2 people. As far as I'm concerned, the flight can take place as planned. Yes, I agree, and I must confess I'm very excited about the flight. The takeoff should be within the next couple of days. We must wait until the captain's announcement. Well, I guess that is all for now. I'm sure we'll see each other before then. See you later, Halstede. I know I said it would be a few days, but, I think I heard an announcement that you should be reporting there. Ah, it's fine. It can wait a few days. Okay, if you say so. Yes, till then, Driscoll. And he wanders off. And I hit the wrong button again. Now, what news do we have here? Same thing. There's one that I want to get because I found it rather funny. Brussels, the Secretary of the Interior of the United States of Europe, John McDermott, called the latest encyclical of the Vatican a further denial of all realities of this world, characteristic of this sect. In this connection, McDermott pointed to the constantly growing religious sects, behind which, as a rule, there is nothing but an attempt to access the followers' belongings by brainwashing. Particularly shocking is the high number of juveniles who easily fall victim to such methods. McDermott announced an increased monitoring of the Vatican by European agents. In particular, he would like to keep the enormously increased armaments industry of the Vatican under observation. This is not the one that I was looking for, but this is amusing nonetheless. Recently, indications are increasing that the Vatican has biological weapons at its disposal. Dang, Vatican, what you up to? Why am I getting the same thing? Like, the first couple were different each time. European Union, the 14th attempt to introduce a uniform official currency has failed due to Germany's resistance. That's the one that I wanted. No, I'm not answering that yet. I don't want to go flying. There might still be goodies around. Okay, nothing in those cabinets. What about this one? Okay, nothing. I don't think I need to take all the pots and stuff as much as I want to. Well, a lot of cabinets around. It's nice that everyone gets their own quarters, though. A lot of news consoles around. No, I'm not ready yet. There might still be goodies about. You need to be in just the right place to interact with some of these things. Yeah, I'll take that. That's fine. Nope. Nope. Alright. Nothing there. Well, what about over here? There is still someone else that I want to talk to as well before we get on with our flight. That toilet looks different. Or is it just me? Maybe it's just me. Alright, nothing there. No. I'm busy, game. I'm busy. Still looking for stuff. Hello? Hello, Driscoll. I think we talked to that guy already. Hello? Akira Mitsamati. Hello, Driscoll. How's it going? Soon we'll reach Nugget, and I'll be up to my ears in work. This is not the person I was looking for, but hey, they have a portrait. What are you doing? I'm the chief mechanic. Right now I'm testing the operational capacity of the mining units. What can you say about mining structures? Well, first the systems we brought with us will mine enough ore for the further production of robot systems. This will result in a self-sustaining process which will produce more and more ore, which we can shoot home in cheap containers. What can you say about Nugget? If only half the data of the probe sent back about our target is true, everyone can treat themselves to an indie license with this bonus. The amount of raw material has to be almost as high as on Joshi. I think Halstede knows more about the exact data. What can you say about data? The data promises a planet with such a high concentration of raw materials that using this giant crate will really pay off. They must really have had a big party in headquarters when the probe results came in. I can't wait to see what Nugget looks like. Although it probably won't be all that exciting. It's supposed to be a desert world without enough oxygen for free breathing. No poisonous substances in the atmosphere, though. No life except maybe a few simple plants. It's a lot smaller than the Earth, but because of its heavy core, we can expect a gravity of 0.8 g. It's a good value, easier on the equipment. What can you say about Halstede? Yes, now he's the only official on board. Actually, for an egghead, the guy's pretty okay. He likes to criticize the company when you talk to him for a while, though. Well, he's right in a way. Those big bosses at the top aren't angels. What can you say about government? I guess the governments are watching us so carefully because they still haven't faced the fact that corporations control space travel. DDT has plenty of red tape, but these government bureaucrats could never build a ship like the Toronto, even if they had the money for it. What can you say about HQ? The boys in Osaka HQ won't be happy that we can't maintain contact anymore. If this overseas technology were so damned expensive, they would have certainly installed a second comm unit. Weren't so damn expensive. We'll have to send some written reports when the first ore container heads home. Maybe they'll send us the spare parts we need. What can you say about Indy? Yeah, just imagine zipping around in an individual vehicle. Just like some rich guy. What about Joshi? The green planet. Well, it used to be anyway. Fortunately, the data about Nugget shows a desert world. At least we don't have to listen to any whining, like with those flop ears on Joshi. I'm really not an environmentalist, but to dig up a life-filled planet like Joshi really wouldn't be my thing. Tell me about the Toronto. The Toronto is the biggest ship I've been on up to now. Like all of us, I guess. Everything is brand new. I've heard DDT has invested 3 years worth of profits in this ship. Over 120 billion credits. Makes you dizzy just when you think about it. What about robots? The new models are gigantic, with integrated self-repair circuits. Those things are indestructible. Oversee? What do you mean, the comm unit or the drive? The comm unit. I heard that there was a real big bang. Must have been a huge mess. Why was Snoopy messing around with the comm unit during the jump anyway? The only thing that bothers me is that we don't have contact with HQ anymore. Let's see. Where was that? Let's go with the drive. The Oversee did its job once again. And to think only a handful of people really understand how this thing functions. What can you tell me about Snoopy? The government inspector? He took his monitoring job fairly seriously. I hear he has really been breathing down the captain's neck a couple of times. The guy who discovered him said he found him under the exploded comm unit, and on the seat, and partially in the next room. What can you say about ore? There's supposed to be all kinds of ore on Nugget. DDT? Wait a minute. Strange. I work for this multi, but I can't seem to remember right now what the abbreviation stands for. No one ever uses it anything else. It's something like Domler, Daithasu, Thompson, or something like that. Captain? I think Captain Brandt is doing a good job, even if he is a bit, well, aloof. You rarely see him when he's not working. He speaks more with the AI than with the crew. Alright. What about the AI? It's fantastic. They say it can look up almost 1/4 of the ship's development it took up almost 1/4 of the ship's development costs. Just think, it has only been 20 years since computers became fast enough to handle consciousness algorithms. Back then, they were like weak-minded children, and now if you talk to something like Ned, it's you who looks like an idiot. All in all, it's a good idea to let Ned communicate through that android body. Better than talking to a wall console. Ned controls the entire ship, and later on the entire factory. Creepy thought that you only need a crew of 80 people to keep this ship running. What can you say about Complex? When the ship has changed itself into a factory on the planet, that's when the work really begins. I wonder if it'll work. This tub is going to build its entire infrastructure all by itself. It's hard to imagine how large the whole thing will be when it has mined half the planet. The structures will be gigantic. Well, at the end, the whole unit will be melted down and blasted home. Environmentalist? Have you heard the news about the environmentalists? The radical wing has surrounded the last Galapagos island with a mine belt. 3 Peruvian military ships ran into it. The moderate environmentalists are furious. It's going to be hard for them to impose more restrictions on us now. What can you say about floppy ears? Yes, you're right, I guess. After all, besides the Hoika, they were the only intelligent beings that have ever been discovered. But even those government eggheads thought the lop ears had come to an end of their development. Pretty decadent. Yes, it's a pity that they caught that disease. There were only a couple thousand of them left, but when you think about wiping out an entire race, well, at least the Hoika are still alive. What can you say about Hoika? The settlers were probably a little too rough on Gaia's original inhabitants. After all, it's the only world discovered that supports humans. The Hoika have their reservations. You get the feeling that we haven't been all that nice to people. Let's ask about Christine, just because I don't know anything else to ask about, and I can't get out of that. I don't understand that. So I can ask him about stuff that I have. Not interested in that item. Take a look at this ring. Okay. See you soon. Bye, Tom. Alright, well, we got a bit of an info dump, and we've learned a little bit about the world we live in. It kind of seems like humanity sucks. But isn't that how it usually goes? Let's find out more next time. See you then, everyone. Maybe we'll actually go to the shuttle. Probably not.